Basketball legend unimpeded entertainment living gossip. The significance of video games is rising in parallel with the event of the gaming trade. So, it's good to introduce extra thrilling video games with glorious options and dealing. In the present day we're right here with one other standard recreation related to the sports activities style generally known as Basketball Legends Unblocked. Recreation description: Basketball Legends Unblocked is a loopy sports activities technique recreation performed by 1 million individuals throughout the globe. It's a web-based two-player recreation accessible with all its unblocked options. You possibly can play each one versus one or two versus two-player matches. You possibly can merely group up and play towards your opponent's group to attain increasingly factors earlier than the time over. There's at all times the option to play with the CPU or problem a buddy to play with you. You should utilize all of your gaming abilities and skills to coach yourself or enter an event. You generally is a good chief and lead your group in the direction of victory on this means. About Basketball Legends Unblocked. Basketball Legends are thought about a humorous two-player browser recreation with many unlocked options and are enjoyable to play. You do not want to carry out extra downloading steps. You possibly can simply obtain it just by the downloading hyperlink that we've offered you right here. On this means, you possibly can change into part of the Basketball Legends household. This recreation can mean you can play a most of 4 gamers at a time. The well-known basketball recreation lies within the 10 most performed and standard video games within the gaming trade. If you happen to left the sport whereas taking part in after which reopen the app, you can resume the sport from the place you left final time. Easy methods to play Basketball Legends Unblocked. You possibly can merely play this recreation by making a basketball group by yourself. The additional process is to coach that group and information them to play laborious towards your opponents or opponent. Your activity is to develop a group, practice it and lead it, whereas scoring the very best scores in much less time to make victory within the recreation. The extra the ratio of wins, the extra skillful a participant you change into. Begin the sport similar to the typical basketball match. The place the gamers simply must put the ball into the basket hanging within the opponent's court docket. You possibly can earn cash within the recreation and easily make investments in unlocking the brand new and newest options within the recreation. On this means, you can also make a good-looking revenue within the recreation, which is an efficient signal of getting the victory. Options of Basketball Legends Unblocked. Following are some outstanding options of the sport. This recreation comes with boosters. Boosters act because the dietary supplements on this recreation. They're used to spice up your revenues within the recreation and show you how to play the sport sooner. Basketball Legends is a free gaming app accessible for everybody involved in taking part in such video game. The sport has high-quality graphics and icons. The graphics and design of the sport are spectacular. Nevertheless, there could also be a little bit of change in graphics high quality in most variations. However general, the graphics are glorious. The sport controls are additionally helpful and straightforward to know and function. You possibly can management the sport simply by understanding the gaming controls supplied with the sport. The sound results used within the recreation are additionally good. There isn't a correct soundtrack to play throughout the recreation. However, some sound results are glorious and pleasing. You possibly can gather all of the 60 basket gamers to play the sport like superstars and legend. There are 4 classes during which they're divided: widespread, unusual, legendary, epic. Now you possibly can design your group by including your favorite gamers and heroes to it. You can begin your tycoon quest to the highest by downloading this idle basketball recreation. There additionally come courtrooms or court. Whether or not in New York or Grand Canyon, you'll spend a sunny day at Venice seashore regardless of the place you're. Moreover, there ought to at all times be a cheerleader or grasp as a result of a great group is incomplete, and not using a chief that urges them to be united and carry out the duties by contemplating themselves a whole unit. It has some sensible options that show you how to improve your gaming capabilities and efficiency. You may as well benefit from the recreation whereas taking part in it offline. It means when there is no such thing as a web, you can even play this recreation by simply opening the app in your system. Easy methods to obtain Basketball Legends Unblocked in your system. Comply with these steps to obtain in your gadget. Both obtain from the hyperlink given with this text or play in your browser. After getting opened the downloading website, click on the Obtain button or downloading hyperlink offered there. The file has began downloading. Set up the file as soon as it's downloaded. Now, the Basketball Legends recreation is able to launch in your system. Often requested questions. Easy methods to set up the XAPK file of Basketball Legends. You possibly can set up the XAPK file by simply downloading it, after which extracting or decompressing it. Information will seem additional. APK file Android folder. Ultimately, You simply have to put in the APK file and paste the OBB file from the Android folder to the OBB folder of your system's inner storage. What are 2 important options of Basketball Legends Unblocked? The 2 important options of Basketball Legends are Conclusion, to sum up the dialogue in regards to the Basketball Legends Unblocked recreation. It is sufficient to say that it is without doubt one of the finest video games of the sports activities style. Nevertheless, it has many options which can be described early on this submit. Firstly, this recreation is well known within the gaming trade. Secondly, it comes with some thrilling options, making it distinctive from the opposite apps of this class. All the main points are totally talked about above. You possibly can ask queries if any exist within the remark part under. I might reply them for positive.